My friends all say, it's too soon. You're not ready. You need to give it more time. But I don't listen to them. I've never been very good at taking advice. So as soon as my divorce is finalized, I head back to Match.com looking to find a new partner. I meet Marianne there. We hit it off immediately. It's just easy. We have the same taste in music, which mine is a little bit obscure. We laugh at the same jokes. She reaches for my hand without hesitation, and she listens to me in a way that makes me feel really heard. Things are looking pretty good. I'm beginning to think perhaps this is the relationship, the one that will help me overcome some behavior patterns that I've had since I was a teenager. About 6 months in to my time with Marianne, I'm over her house for dinner, and after we finish, she looks at me with a big smile on her face and very casually says, "What would you think about the two of us getting a place, somewhere where we could live together?" I take a really deep breath, and I hold it for way longer than I normally would. And then I look up at Marianne, and she's looking at me with expectation, and I find that I can't hold her gaze. I look to the side, and I try to think of what to say. I finally manage to get out the words, "I want what you want, but I'm not moving as fast as you are. I need more time." That's all true, but it's not all of the truth, because I've got a secret, and it's a secret covered with so much shame that I've only ever disclosed it to a single person in my entire life. Since I was 14 years old, I've been dressing in women's clothing. If I move in with Marianne, where am I going to keep my clothes? Where is that part of me going to live? And where am I going to find the privacy to be someone who I've spent the bulk of my life trying to hide? She understands my request for time, and I get it. Weeks go by, and I haven't come up with a better answer. My reluctance to respond creates distance. And love doesn't go away, but it just gets way quieter. Time goes by, I'm back at Marianne's for dinner again, and she has another suggestion. She says, "Why don't you consider moving into my house for a month? Just as an experiment. I think you'll like it." It's a really thoughtful suggestion. It's considerate. It honors my hesitation. And in response to it, I try and change the subject. That doesn't go over very well. We start to argue. Harsher words than we normally speak to each other are spoken. And we go to bed without resolving anything. Much to my surprise, I actually fall asleep. But I wake up just a couple of hours later. And when I open my eyes, I see Marianne asleep on her side with her back facing towards me. And on a normal night, I would almost certainly have reached out with my arm, put it around her waist, pulled her close, and let her know that I was still there. But not this night. As I lay there, I feel like I'm cornered. I realize I can't move in with Marianne. And I can't tell Marianne why. I'm basically checkmated. There's not a move left that doesn't involve loss. The words, I can't take it anymore, I can't take it anymore, start to cycle through my head. And then finally, I get to the point where I just emotionally snap. I get out of bed, I gather my things, I dress quietly in the dark, and then I walk out of Marianne's bedroom. I walk out of Marianne's house, and I walk out of Marianne's life. I stand in the driveway, shivering in the chill night air. Then I turn and I look back at her house for a couple of minutes. Get in my car and drive home. Our relationship is over. It takes me more than a few years and quite a few therapy sessions before I finally understand what it was that I couldn't take anymore that night in Marianne's bed. It wasn't commitment. It wasn't even my clothing and what I was going to do with it. What I couldn't take anymore that night was my own inauthenticity. Love was lost because I had spent my entire life pretending to be someone other than who I really was. Thank you.